All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trade. Today is Monday, June 6th, 2022. If you like the content, if you're not done so already, give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, etc. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts and analysis. All right, guys, let's get into it here. So we will talk about oil in just a minute here. We'll get through the markets first. And basically just another volatile day in the market here. We had a gap up, kind of had a little bit of bullish chop here, and then it really just kind of rolled over, ended up failing. You got a nice sell program here, 1, 2, 10-minute candles down, little micro inside bar, and then another flush down here, a squeeze up, and now we are trading lower here with about 20 minutes to go in the day. I was just saying this on Twitter. I was saying it to the members earlier. I don't believe I've seen ever a market where there's this many relationships and correlations breaking down. Today, for instance, stocks were green, they gapped up. The VIX, as you can see, the UVXY here gapped down, but the actual VIX basically flat. And basically, I mean, this looks broken to me here. If we close below this low here on a weekly basis, and now we're back above it, stocks gapped up and then they sell off. At the same time, we have yields ripping higher all day long. TNX up 2 3/4%. We also had the Dow Transports green in a market that was struggling to stay positive. And like Dow Transports up 1% here, like not a small move. They are fading a little bit off the highs here, but it's been very, very, very strange here. And this has to do with the lack of liquidity. The reverse repo that's going on here, the Fed sucking liquidity out of the system. And we're just seeing things break down, honestly. Again, yields are up. Energy was red. Energy is just turning positive now. Fins were leading this morning, financials out of all sectors. And now they rolled over as well. JP Morgan is negative. So very strange price action here. And it was kind of like that a little bit on Friday, but I assumed a lot of that had to do with the Friday OPEX. A lot of people bought calls on Tesla and Amazon into Thursday when we had that nice power close on Thursday. So it made sense that some of those calls get burned out. Apple, that 150 call got burned out. So that was kind of my thought process. Okay, it was a one-off day, but it's been very strange here, and this is a treacherous market. And another thing I said to you guys last week that, as of Friday, we got into basically all cash. We closed out the rest of our longs that we had from the picking the lows here, and that looks like to have been the good decision here. If you just look at the market today, the daily candle doesn't really do it justice. It looks like just like an inside day, but I mean, this is the most dramatic inside consolidation day you're ever going to see here, and it's all happening with a VIX, a UVXY that's red, and a VIX that is basically a couple basis points higher. It's a very, very, very weird environment, and it's a very treacherous environment. So what's the takeaway here? What's the bottom line? The only thing I care about right now is this green bar low. So that's 407.70 on the spider. And really this high here, so 417.44. If you get a daily chart close above either of those levels, that's going to determine where the market is going to go in the near term here. If we push higher, we have a chance to honestly get up to about 435. Believe it or not, that actually can happen. And this 50 moving average is now minor, by the way. So this is no longer really a big resistance area. You do have this red bar and you do have these pivots here. So, and I guarantee sellers will come in there, but you could get met with a higher low here. These sellers right now are extremely, and I mean extremely impatient. They're not even letting the market get into resistance before they're shorting. I mean, look at what they did today on the gap up. They didn't even let us get to gap fill. They just shorted, it. And that to me looks like FOMO. It looks like chasing. They could have let us get up to this 50 moving average, and it would have coincided with this red bar last week. But Friday, they just gapped us down. So lots of rug pulling. Like every single move is a rug pull right now. Move up, fake bull trap. Come down, Looks like we're going to break down and fill the gap. Nope, just kidding. Went up here. Looks like we're going to get it back above this red bar. The NASDAQ started leading again, closed back above this red bar. So that looked like it was going to push higher. And then we came down, and then, we got another tail candle here. Looked like we were going to break down. And it's just been every single move, even on a 5-minute basis, has been a rug pull. So very treacherous market. Let these jerks play their games. Let everybody else do the chasing, and we'll back the winning horse when the market shows us its hand. So we're not going to show the market our hand. We're going to let the market do the work here. So that is the bottom line moving forward. All right, so let's look at the other indices here. So triple Qs, again, same deal, but your level here is going to be 302.42, and then the top level here is 314.56. So same thing I'm looking at on the spiders, on the triple Qs there. Diamond is holding up the best out of the major indices. I generally don't put too much weight on these inside bars because the Qs and the SPY will break first before the diamond does. But in any case, it's 326.82. And then your high is 332.78. The Russell 2000 is a little interesting to me. And this is another thing that's very strange. Russell is leading the market still. So that's usually a bullish sign. And, it's, rates up, the market rolling over, and the Russell is still leading. I mean, there's just all sorts of distortions here. But one thing that happened today is you came up into this 50 MA, basically kissed it essentially, gapped up into it, and now we're faded off of it. We're still green, so there's still a chance it could, consolidate it and push up. But it's going to be tough. The Russell's, it's a small cap index. It's a risk on index. So the market's going to need to play ball if this is going to get through that. But it's just noteworthy that it is, leading the market. So very, very interesting stuff there. Semis, same pattern as everything else. Nice, again, an inside bar. You couldn't break out though, and I don't like that. But you still got two inside candles inside of this too. So nothing to say this can't turn into an upright bull flag. So nothing terrible there. IGV holding up a lot better than some of the other tech stocks because of Salesforce really picking up the ball for the team last week and following through on the earnings. So IGV holding up okay. Won't make too much more out of it. We talked about the Dow transports here. Despite this nice move today, I don't think it's ready to get through this red bar. Hasn't done enough consolidation. You got that 50 moving average up sloping, but it was up notably here. Spirit Airlines, there was, I believe, JetBlue upped their bid a little bit, and JetBlue didn't sell off, so that's a good sign for them. But Spirit Airlines helping out. UPS and FedEx, I believe, also benefiting from the news out of Beijing that China's reopening part of their economy. You can see Alibaba here and Baidu higher as well. Pinduoduo up just under 7% there. So Chinese ADR is getting a little bit of relief off of that as well. Let's move on to rates here. So interest rates, we talked about the 10-year up nicely today. You're going to come into this gap fill in this red bar. So around 3.1, I'd have resistance there in the short term. TYX 30-year, about 3.2, somewhere in that area is going to be resistance. And HYG high yield debt did pull back here, but it does have a little bit of mathematical support in this range here. If not, then the 20 moving average. So we'll see if it can maybe put in a pivot here and try to put in a higher low at the very least. Another distorted area here. So interest rates higher and the home builders should be lower, right? So XHB is up 58 basis points. ITB is up 30 basis points. Not much, but this is holding up better than the rest of the market right now. We're seeing the spiders get a little bit of a bid here in the final 15 minutes, but it's almost like every single correlation is broken down right now. But hey, what can you say? Home builders are holding up, rates are up, and we'll respect it at the moment, I guess. I don't think this has much upside, but we'll just take it one day at a time. VNQ, again, flattish to negative here. But again, holding up relatively well, all things considered. Fins, so we talked about how they rolled over pretty hard. XLF still up just under 0.5%. And JP Morgan, look at that rollover here today. Still red here, trying to get back to the flat line, but not a great look there for financials. Broker dealers had a nice surge today in the morning and now having kind of a shooting star candle on the daily. But look at that pop there in the morning and then really fading a lot of that back. This still has a nice pattern though. So, a nice move up. You got a nice tight bull flag there. That can still move up, and this 50 moving average is definitely minor now. So, if the market can find its footing and we can not get rug pulled for once, you know, these things can move up and make one more leg higher. Crude here. So let's get into it. Most of you guys know me. I do a lot of cycle work. I do have a cycle coming up next month on crude, but more importantly, I think we're about to head into a blow-off phase here in energy, where we essentially go parabolic. So previously I was looking for kind of a move back to, let's put my lines back on here. I was looking for a move kind of back to this 85 handle. And we started putting in these higher lows, and it looks to me like this wants to really just go parabolic here. That's if it can get through this 125 area. I'm not saying this happens, but I would be not surprised in the least bit if we got up to 160. That's the move that I calculated based on the proprietary techniques I use here, and they work very well for me. I've used them to call tops in various assets, Tesla, lumber in 2020. So I'm using these same techniques here, and that's really just what I have penciled in. So I can totally see it getting up to about 160. That would make a new all-time high. And the thesis for that would be, you know, you make the new all-time high, CNBC gets the cheerleader pom-poms on, you know, everybody's telling you to buy XLE and Chevron and all those names. So again, this is just speculation, but I do think that is a preferred scenario. And I also think XLE would top out a little bit beforehand based on the cycle work I've done. But right around the same time as well. Same thing with XOP and OIH. I mean, these look at XOP here. It's already starting to inch parabolic here. So XLE just has this red bar to deal with. If it can get above that, then, you know, you can make that move. But we'll continue to watch it. Just wanted to share that with you. Nat gas, this can get above 10 bucks. So we'll see what it does there, but continued strength here in nat gas. And again, these commodities, when they go parabolic, they can go, you know, a lot higher than you think. And again, like I was saying with crude, you know, we're at 118 right now. 160 is a long way away, but it can definitely get up there. So we'll just take it one day at a time there. Anyways, dollar index, not a whole lot going on. Again, with rates higher, you'd think the dollar would be much higher, you know, up 25 basis points or so. So getting kind of a micro bid off this 50 MA, but if it starts, you know, if it continues sideways, you guys know the drill, it's going to go lower. But nothing to say it can't, you know, can still catch a bid later this week. We don't have any Fed speakers, so we're not going to have a huge market moving events here. So we'll see what the market does. And then gold pulling back and retreating a little bit. This doesn't get too problematic to me unless you take out this pivot. If you do, you're going to head down to here. So right about 1825, that would be your short-term support area, but it's holding up okay. I won't make too much out of it right now. Silver had a strong pump this morning and then came off the highs here. Let's look at the SILJ. So yeah, same kind of thing, but still inside of that nice power surge from Thursday. So, you know, maybe there's still a little bit of upside here for silver if it can find its footing. Platinum just stalling out after that big up move there. So we'll see if it can flag up and do some backing and filling. Palladium, basically a nothing burger, and copper continuing to pull back here, but kind of just back testing that 200. Again, a big surge. No surprise to have it pull back for at least a day or two. All right, so flipping over here lastly to Bitcoin. You know, what have I been saying the last week or so? You know, Bitcoin's weak. It's you know, it's a laggard. It's not keeping up anymore. And again, another distortion. I mean, now Bitcoin's acting like a leader. So a nice move, 5% up. Ether 3.2, Doge up 1%, Polkadot 2.25. So go figure. Crypto's getting a bid now. So again, if you can get above this red bar, so that's going to be 29,336.85. And close above that on a daily basis, then maybe, you know, have to change. Maybe Bitcoin can move up to that 36 handle, but it's going to have to do that work first. But again, just totally crazy market right here. Nothing makes sense. And really, I preach right now, caution. And again, like I said, let the market show you its hand. Prove it. Get above this red bar and close above it. Or get below this green bar and close below it. And then we'll have a breakdown. You know, flipping back over here to the spiders. You know, same exact thing. Big takeaway is, I don't care. You want to chop around in here? Go ahead. Have fun. Have fun with it. By the way, look at the volume today. All that selling, all that volatility, and there's absolutely no volume here. We're about to close here in 9 minutes on the SPY, and we got not even 50 million shares. Guys, that's August volume. That's August volume right now. So really just fishy stuff going on here. But again, prove it. Break down, break this green bar, and then you can break down, or break this green bar and you can go up. That's the takeaway here. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.